What's up, everyone? This is Jason here, and we just got in our Luxe 1.5 Polished Purple Edition. Now, just a side note, the marker that we bought did come with some upgrades, so we will discuss those and discuss the stock as well. So first of all, with the Luxe, these retail for around $1,500, depending on if you get a special color, laser engraved, it can be a little bit more pricey. First off the bat, you can see that the Luxe comes in a hard case, just like a briefcase. So this is good. Everyone is always concerned about the marker, how it's going to be shipped. Now, the interesting thing is when these first came out a while ago now, there was a batch of them that did not get sent in the hard case. They got sent in like a donut box. So there was a lot of unhappy people. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Now, of course, we did purchase this from TradeMyGun.com. Great place to shop, fast response, excellent shipping, easy checkout. I know these matter. So, let's put this aside for the time being. Now, the first thing I noticed when I got this bad boy is the manual. I am impressed with this manual. They definitely took their time, spent the extra money to make a manual that is completely in full color and absolutely in depth. The writing of this manual kind of reminds me of like an old Wanted poster back in the Western days. The good thing with this manual is this breaks down everything. Breaks down how to charge your gun, you know, how to remove stuff, how to change your board settings, everything. So definitely A+ on the marker manual. I mean, this thing is just amazing. It even shows you how the air goes. So they definitely took their time on this manual, and that's what you want to see. Now, included with the manual is you have basically, which we'll be calling a quick reference guide to change the board settings. Now, of course, we all know that the Luxe does talk to you. Not just when you turn it on, but even when you're in programming mode, the Luxe will talk to you. It will tell you what mode you're in and what setting you are changing it to. So, great feature. Same thing, full color. And they even go as far as showing you what LED in what area represents the mode you're in. So like I said previously, little things like this make you feel good of the money you spent or the marker that you got. Now with the Luxe, it is a ion threaded barrel. It is not auto cocker. A lot of people think it is. It is not. That is ion threading. Okay. Now the Luxe does come with a 2-piece barrel, mirrored finish inside, so this barrel would be fine stock. You don't have to really do anything to it. It has excellent porting, and the tip of this barrel reminds me of a Evil pipe bomb that I had. Evil pipe bombs were big in the back, and they got real thin as they go down to the tip of the barrel. Now, with this barrel, you can put inserts. So you can get a freak insert kit for this and be 100% fine. Now, the insert that I got is a 693. Kind of big, so I will be purchasing an insert kit. But overall, great barrel. It is, like the gun, aircraft aluminum. Kind of heavy, but don't forget we do have an insert as well. So it is going to be a little bit heavier than, say, like my critical 2-piece 100 gram. But overall, nice barrel. They took their time on this. Now, of course, the Luxe requires a wall charger. It is not a marker that you change the battery. You plug it in and you let it charge. Now, with most charge guns, Spider had some, Vanguard, and the Luxe. Most batteries internal go anywhere from 75,000 to 100,000 shots before the battery is bone dry. So just a word of theme. Now, of course, you definitely pay attention to the indicator. This is going to tell you when your marker is charged completely or it's still charging. You don't want to overcharge these. Only reason why, like with anything, if you begin to overcharge them, you can cause damage to the battery. So just word of the wise. Now, like I mentioned, with the Luxe that we purchased, it did come with 2 upgraded parts. These are the old parts. This is your stock trigger that comes with your marker. Now, the thing is, with the Luxe triggers, they actually only have 2 points of adjustment. The micro and the stop. That is it. Now, of course, because this is a 1.5, this is the old core assembly with the bolt. The marker that we purchased comes with a putty core and a putty bolt. So we'll definitely remove that and we'll look at the difference as well. Now, on to the marker. And of course, here it is. Here is the Luxe 1.5. Now, one interesting thing before I forget is with the Luxes, if you decided you did not want to use the ASA and have it microless, you do get an adapter that you can actually install it and put an ASA with a regulator on here. Why would you do that? I'm not sure. If it tickles your pickle, go for it. I know I am not going to do that. So, just like all the videos, we will start from the bottom of the gun and work our way up. So, of course, you do get a very nice ASA or AKA purge unit, whatever you prefer to call it. It does have 3 places to put your finger. Very smooth. I do know with some markers that have inline pressure like this, or I'm sorry, microless, the ASA is hard to turn. This one is actually very, very smooth. The grip, they definitely took their time with. You can definitely tell it's going to be a good grip. It's kind of squishy right where your fingers need to be. I like that. I'm not too partial to grips that hurt your hand, and some markers that have came out do have those. The back of this gun is not flat like you would see on a Mac Dev or an Alien. It is a little, let's see if we can get it on the camera here. It is a little at an angle, which is a good design because it's going to fit your palm a little better. It's going to be very smooth in your hand instead of just being a flat surface having that pressure. Okay? Now, the trigger, even the stock trigger is good, but of course we got an upgraded trigger. Surprisingly, for it only being a 2-point adjustment, the trigger on this is really smooth, real easy just to go to town on. A+ on the trigger if you ask me. You can already tell that the actual trigger guard, let's face it, is huge. That's good. That is excellent if you have, I do not have big hands, I actually have small hands, I'm not going to lie. If you have big sausage fingers, for example, you'll be totally fine with this marker. You're not going to be hitting your hands or having to worry about your hand slipping off. It's still great spacing. With the regulator in front, you still have plenty of room to have your thumb there and still hold your gun. And we can do it both hands. So you still have plenty of room. I like that. You always want to get a paintball gun that has plenty of room, and you're not going to be hitting your hand or causing any kind of knuckle busting, you can somewhat call it. Now, because this is the 1.5, it does not have the 2.5 eyes that you just push and pop out like the Machine Vapor has. These have the Allens. But honestly, I am totally fine with these. I like Allen screw eyes better. You don't risk the fact or have that little thought in the back of your head that's going to pop off in the middle of the game, then whoop, there goes your spring, whoop, there goes your ball detemp. So, I like these. Now, of course, it does have the clamp and feed neck, which does have the thumb screw adjustment. So you don't actually need to use an Allen. There is a hole there so you can use it, but most of the time you can just turn it by hand, close it, and it's going to fit your hopper no problem. Now, let's go ahead and get to the core. To remove the bolt assembly, or aka the core, all you do is lift up on this, pull out the back. Now, of course, with the Luxe that I purchased, it does come with the Putty Edition core and bolt. Now, this bolt does have the spring return, or the spring upgrade. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Okay, and we'll do the same thing. That is the older. This is the older style. This is the newer style. So as you can see, they added a bolt return, and the overall shaft right here is a little bigger. We'll move that to the side, and we'll do the same thing. Now, as you can see, the bolt, it looks identical. The porting here is bigger, and of course now this is a multi-port flat bolt compared to the 3-port indented. So this one, the ball is going to sink a little bit. It might move. With a putty bolt, it just stays nice and flat, and we'll show that in another video at a later time. Now, the housing, as you can see, same thing. They have added a extra cutout right there, and on the original it does not have it. And of course you can also see the actual front core, is what we'll call it in the video, has these grooves cut into them, and the stock does not. So overall, with the putty bolt and the updated core assemblies, you should get a smoother shot, little better efficiency versus the stock. So we'll go ahead and just put this back over here to get it out of the way of the camera. Now, of course, we all have heard about the one thing Luxe is known for, so I'm going to go ahead and be quiet for a second, and we'll go ahead and let you guys hear.
Powering on, battery level 50%. Firing mode, cap semi.
Now, the good thing is when you turn this on, even though the marker is talking to you, if you notice, we'll go ahead and turn it on. We'll show you again.
Vision off. Powering off.
When it boots, it's going to show you several different LEDs. That's going to tell you what mode you're in, how fast you're shooting, battery life, everything. So we'll show you it again.
Powering on.
Okay.
Battery level
Battery life.
50%. Firing mode.
Firing mode. And now it goes back to basically ready to fire. Now, when you have the dual blue LEDs, your eyes are on. And of course, with the Luxe, you do get the laser eyes. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off the eyes.
Vision off.
And as soon as you do that, you can see the LEDs start changing. And now we can actually hear the solenoid firing. Okay, so overall, very good board, very integrated. I like that. And of course, very easy to program as well. And we will definitely do a programming video at a later time. But overall, let me get the bolt back in there, that might help. Not a bad marker. I cannot wait to shoot this thing, do an efficiency test on it, and dive more in and definitely do some more videos for you. But of course, overall, like with all the markers that we see now, the one thing we all have to worry about is price. These brand new, like I mentioned, go from anywhere from $1,500 to above. Of course, I'm not going to lie, I did buy this used. It's a little bit better of a price point, especially at TradeMyGun.com. They go through their markers. They do an in-depth with all their markers to make sure that you're not buying or inheriting someone's nightmare. So definitely check them out, TradeMyGun.com. Great guys, great shipping. And other than that, the Luxe, not a bad little gun. Can't wait to dive more into it for you. Other than that, this is Jason doing a review on the Luxe. Thanks for watching.